Roman Reigns should never touch a title again. Ever. This guy is so special that he doesn't even show up once during the build to Royal Rumble. He just sends the video in and goes, I'm in.
But you don't even get him like on a microphone saying like, yeah, I'm declaring myself.
No, you get a promo package. And that's my problem.
What do you freaking do?
You cannot phone it in any more than promo package Roman Reigns is in the Rumble.
In a world, two retired vets decided phone conversations about WWE storylines would make for a good podcast. Only one podcast dares to predict the future, where every move, every feud, every moment is overanalyzed. Grab your number 2 pencils. Get ready to step into the squared circle. This is your front row seat to the storylines as you wish they were written. Welcome to the If We Had the Pencil podcast. Here are your hosts, 4-time Drum Corps Associates World Champion Sean Green, and the keeper of the coveted 10mm socket of excellence, and 2-time small hometown local youth hockey organization champion, Matt Jackson.
Welcome to the If We Had the Pencil podcast. I'm your host. I've been traveling. That's why I'm in a crappy hotel room and not my actual studio, Sean Green. And with me, as always, the man, the myth, the legend, the Gunther apologist, Matt Jackson. How are you?
Good. I was waiting to see what new nickname I had this week.
You are now officially the Gunther apologist. Yeah, we'll get into it, but everybody will understand when Matt and I get into it, because him and I have had a furious text chain going on today. So, and there's a lot going on with WWE. I don't think we're going to really stretch this out much. We got a lot to go over. We obviously have SmackDown. We got Monday night's or Saturday night's main event, Monday Night Raw, and then we also got to do a quick preview of the Royal Rumble. So, and then great news, folks. We'll talk about it at the end too, but here's your reminder. On our YouTube channel, live in all our splendor, we will be doing a live watch along during the Royal Rumble. We also got a couple other things on the back burner that we're working with some other folks, but it's going to be a fun time. You don't want to miss it. Also, a reminder, we're striving for 100 subscribers by WrestleMania, which is the official, unofficial start of our second season here at If We Had the Pencil podcast. So don't forget about those either. So, Matt, let's get into it.
Yep.
All right.
A lot to get into.
We got a lot. All right. So we kick off SmackDown, and SmackDown kicks off, basically boils down into a brawl where it's Sami Zayn, Trick Williams, and Damian Priest beating the crap out of each other. And all I took away out of that was I love me some Trick Williams.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'm a huge Trick Williams fan.
I think I texted you some part of this show, and I said that guy has it. And he really
does have it.
He's a natural. My wife was even like, he's really good. Like, there's something special about that kid. And this is just the beginning. So, again,
no, for sure. But so I have to recap for those of you that are new to the pod. I know not many are, but if you're new to the pod, Matt and I only watch main roster. We don't watch NXT. We don't watch TNA. We don't watch any of the other promotions. We only watch main roster. And you're probably going like, dudes, you're missing out on so much, man. We get it. First off, we have lives and only so much bandwidth, right? Like I'm on a work trip.
But
yeah.
We have a lot of varied other interests too, so we can't dedicate as much time.
It's hard to be a sports fan and a wrestling fan and get it all in, right?
Yeah, I go to college full time, and I'm a history buff, and I like watching stuff on that, and so yeah, maybe I could spend another 3 hours watching wrestling, but then I would miss out on watching something about history or traveling or something like that. So. It's a good balance, and I think it enhances our podcast because you actually get like an honest reaction to us seeing these guys that some of y'all been watching for years now.
And I think that's the key, and that's really what I was trying to get to is that's what makes we're probably your best litmus test of is this call up actually working? Because if we're sitting here just oohing and on over a guy, Trick Williams has got some magic to him, and whoo, Natty, give me some more Trick. Whoop that Trick. I'm all about it. Well, let's keep the ball rolling here, Matt. I don't want to get hung up. Like I said, we got a lot to go over. All right, United States champion Carmelo Hayes defeated Ilya Dragunov. Another great match. Miz got involved, and rightfully so. I'm glad they're not turning off that little stink fest between him and Carmelo Hayes right now. I do like that it's going on, and it'll probably pay off in a match.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, love me some Dragunov. I was going to text you before the match started on what's the over-under on the minutes before Ilya starts bleeding again. Went a little bit over 2 minutes, and he got.
You couldn't even type it into a phone.
Like I told you, it's just like it fits his personality, and I get it. He's not out there, taking a blade and zipping himself. He gets bust open the hard way, which makes it even better for his character because he's so tough and he has such a great look. So, yeah, fantastic. I think you got to start to see Dragunov going away from the U.S. title picture and possibly working on the lower end functioning. I think you might see him and Trick. Some of the lower guys that are in the world title picture that aren't just right there yet, I think he's going to get lumped in with them.
Yep.
But
so
that's all I got on that. I did like, though, they had that brawl at the beginning of the show, and I think it was Jackie Redmond or the other girl was in the back, Kelly, whoever her name is, was with Randy Orton, and Randy Orton just chilling in the back. Like, why am I wasting my time getting involved with that? That's smart psychology.
Randy is doing the cagey vet thing right now. He has been doing the cagey vet thing.
It didn't make you think like that's all you were going to see a Randy on SmackDown? Like, I thought that's it. You saw him. He was on screen. You're going to see him on Saturday night's main event. Like, I thought, like, peace out. I'm off to catering and out the door. So I like how they play that.
We call that pacing yourself.
Yes.
Just all right. So after that, Jade Cargill decided to actually get into a ring for once, and she beat Chelsea Green, which, whatevs, we kind of saw that. The main purpose of all this was just to kind of further that build to her and Jordan Grace right now, and I don't know how to feel about it. I need some kind of payoff pretty soon.
You have to, because she doesn't really get a reaction when Jade comes out. Like, she doesn't get the big pop, or she doesn't get the big, loud boos. She's just kind of like in the middle, and that's because she's not defending the damn belt. And we've been through this argument, so we're not going to get back into it because we know
we're going to get back into it, just not right now, because it's a piece of evidence that when we get into our grandiose debate, I got the perfect spot to start that, so don't worry about it. Anyways, after that, we get MFTs and the Wyatt Six, and my big takeaway here is the Wyatts were the only ones that could lose in this match, because now they're free to do spooky, scary Wyatt Six stuff. But if MFTs lose, they kind of lose all credibility, and you fall into the now what zone, right? Like, and I think that MFTs are walking a really fine line, because Solo is okay on his own. I cannot remember all their names, but they're all talents, but they're not letting the talent shine, so to speak, because Solo's the front man. It's just like Solo Sikoa and my goons, right? And like there's nothing there to grab onto with the rest of them, no matter how good they are in the ring. Whereas like I think the Dexter Loomises of the world and the Gacy's and whatnot, their Wyatt character really gives them an opportunity to, you kind of identify them as that character, right? Whereas like the MFTs are just a blob of dudes that wear face paint. You know,
right. and the Wyatts,
maybe it's really, the MFTs, maybe it's Kiss. I don't know.
Yeah. But the Wyatts, that's a bad Kiss impersonation, but the Wyatts really don't need a title. Like, it's good for them to have a title now and again for a storyline purpose, but they don't live and die basically if they have a title or not. The MFTs, they kind of like, they don't have gold. There's nothing else extra about them that really draws you to them. Like, the Vision has no gold right now, but it's chaos. And we love chaos. And so you can get away with nobody in the division holding a title right now because they're just running amok, and it's wildly entertaining. Where the MFTs without
So
a
entertaining.
With the MFTs, when they don't have a title on them, they're just 5 guys. Now, if they went like crazy and just started mauling and attacking people, they do from time to time, but not like savagely beat people up. Like the face paint's kind of cool, but like they're just not.
They need another faction outside the Wyatts to brawl with. I would actually like to see them going up against like a Judgment Day. Mm-hmm. And the reason I say that is that I don't know. I got like a West Side Story kind of thought in my head where it's just, you know, one's the Jets, one's the Sharks, and just whoop, go, right? Like, I just want them just shanking each other like all day, every day. But I don't know what you do with the MFTs, and the problem is if that group ends, all his background music is really screwed. Solo will land on his feet, but the rest of them, they don't have an identity. And I feel bad for them. I get it. They got a thing. They got a check. They got a gig. But that stuff ain't going to sustain.
They got to find something with that faction to kind of turn up the wick to make them, like, one, a threat. And two, they're not really intimidating.
No. They're just a bunch of dudes.
JC Mateo's a beast. He's a monster. He's a good wrestler, but he always walks around with this like goofy shit-eating grin. Like I can't take him seriously because he's always looking like he's ready to like just start laughing. Like you're supposed to be a bad guy. Like you don't sit there grinning like, oh, we have cake at a punch bowl tonight. Like that's like it just doesn't work.
It just feels like 4 tough dudes hanging out on Solo Sikoa's porch. That's what it feels like to me with those guys, but we'll move on. But
yeah, Nathan Frazier just hang out on the porch because Solo provides all the eats and drinks. That's why.
Yeah, puff, pass, mofo.
Yeah, you got it.
Nathan Frazier defeats Johnny Gargano. I mean, cool. They got a thing. It's a thing, and it's interesting. It's always interesting, and I'm not going to elaborate on it just because, like I said, we got a lot to get over. But anything on that?
The interplay with the mask at the end where Axiom got the mask and then like Candace stole it back. It was cool.
Well, maybe if he wasn't a douche and felt the need to lecture, I don't know.
Like, I would. If I would have grabbed my mask, I would have been like halfway. I'm like, I got what I want. I'm out of here. I wouldn't be.
Yeah, I got mines. I got mines.
Yeah, I don't need to add insult to injury.
So after that, Drew McIntyre just dared anyone to challenge him for his title. All I can say is Drew's a great heel, and Drew does all the little things good, and that's all I got. I love Drew.
Especially when he started targeting Sammy, talk about being a failure in front of his kids and stuff. Great
yeah,
stuff.
Well, that's the thing. Like, he gets those little digs in, and they're not egregious digs. They're just digs that get into, they walk that fine line between going too personal, a la Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair. Like, that went way too personal, right? Even though it was public knowledge, it was like, ooh, you just don't kind of go there. Or Drew kind of walks that fine line where it's very ambiguous enough that it's not like where you go, bro, you went a little far, so no, I'm all good with it, but all right. So Matt,
far enough for Sammy to slap Drew though.
There are who slaps a man? I mean, really?
Actually, it's very effective because it's the slap.
It's a bitch move,
right? So if I got mad at you and
bro code, it breaks the bro code.
But it demoralizes the person who got slapped. It's just a complete demoralizer. Of course it is.
Yeah, I get it that it's a demoralizer, but like it still breaks the bro code.
It doesn't hurt your hand as much. You don't break a knuckle. I don't know. Last time I slapped a dude was in basic training.
Be a man, throw a punch.
Well,
toxic masculinity. Ask Kit Wilson or whatever the kid's name is. But no. But there's an underlying theme in WWE with some people right now that really sticks in my craw a little bit. And that is square peg, round hole, keep on hitting the hammer until it fits through. Julia and Kiana James defeated Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss and Nia Jax and Lash Legend to become the number one contenders for the tag team titles. We're just going to keep on running Julia out without any character development or any enhancement. And we're just, here you go. Julia. Yeah. Isn't she great in the ring? Well, she is. And it was probably more beneficial for Kiana James because that's the most I've seen her work in God knows how long. So good on her, but
she looked pretty good. I mean, the match wasn't bad or anything; it was decent. And I
think WWE's got to do a better job of the report card on their wrestlers, right? You know, if I look at a wrestler and I go, is their in-ring ability okay? Cool. Is their character okay? And that's kind of Julia right now, right? Like we should be more focused on developing the character of Julia than we should worry about in-ring crap. And there's other people who are a great character but suck in the ring. So it's like they got a problem there, and they really got to look at how they're evaluating these folks because, like, it's hard to watch Julia win right now. You're like, oh, she's got the U.S. title, but nobody cares.
No. And now
you know what I mean?
Now they've thrown her into a world title match for the tag titles, but I think that's just to get us through maybe up to Elimination Chamber.
But it's like the equivalent of it's an Olympic year, you know, so it's the equivalent of winning like some obscure winter sport that really, not only do people not really know about it, it doesn't even make it on the television broadcast, even on the cool guy channels. Like, and I watch some pretty obscure crap. They'll be like speed skating. I'm like, I'm down. Curling. Pump curling cool into my veins, you know, and like, you know, some of that stuff. And then you get some of these, like, it is the 8 billion kilometer cross country ski. And all they're doing. And that's what Julia's character feels like right now. Like the obscure Olympic event that is not television worthy. But she is television worthy in the ring. I
was going to compare it to like patching a tire, where like I really should get a new
Never
tire.
Patch a tire. Never patch. Always buy new.
No, not always.
Always buy new.
No.
It's a Big Bang reference.
Yeah, okay. I never
catch up on your pop culture.
I didn't like Big Bang.
Well, that's because it's intellectual. I'm messing with you, man. I got the jokes.
I got nothing back for that right now. I'll think it's something.
Sean just virtually slapped Matt. So I'm messing with you, bro.
All right, so we get my pocket for my foreign object. Okay, there we go.
Oh, we ain't doing that. All right, so Damian Priest and Trick Williams ends in a no contest. Why? Because the Glommer is in full glom mode, and he had to get involved. And probably the best part is we get some Trick Williams. Love me some Trick Williams. And Randy Orton got him and RKO'd the crap out of him. And was the best part was like everybody's doing whoop that trick, and Randy's right behind him, like bopping his head to it. He's like, whoop that trick. Whoop that. RKO. Like, I was so happy with that.
That was fun. That was a fun spot. RKOs for everybody. Equal opportunity.
Yeah, I love when they hand out RKOs like crazy. So, you know, like I said, pretty solid SmackDown. Like, their shows have been pretty solid lately. Like, I don't really have any complaints. I don't feel like there's filler anymore. Like, we kind of went through a stretch where, like, we were doing stuff to do stuff, and I'm like, and now they've kind of cleaned that up. So, anything else on SmackDown? Because I want to get into Saturday night's main event.
No, I'm good, man. Roll on.
Cody Rhodes and Jacob Fatu. The match that was never a match because the bell never rang, but we just beat each other's ass for 10 minutes straight in a match that probably should have been false count anywhere, but we did a false count. I don't know. I was pissed at the refs. Like, Saturday night's main event.
They brought it back in the ring twice after they started brawl, and they could have just
rang the bell.
Even if they rang the bell and then they went right out and fought back outside, they got counted out. At least we have a decision rather than a,
never happened.
Because then guess what? You can add what happened Saturday night into the next match in the stip, make it false count anywhere or no count out or whatever.
And that's kind of the point, right? Like, I don't understand like why we did it this way. I don't get it. And, it is what it is. But, at the end, Drew is the one standing tall. And I was like, oh, please let him be corporate Drew. Please let him be corporate Drew.
With Cody's legs up over his head.
Yes.
We were commenting on the watch along. It was every time they showed it on the replay, I was like, that's great. That's great.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping for corporate Drew because I would have loved to see Nick Aldis turn a little bit heelish and like have this all come to fruition where like all the BS with Drew and the unsafe work environment and everything else, I would have loved to have that come around and go, well, no, we just really hate Cody. And even Aldis is out to get Cody because, like, now we're getting the managers involved in storylines, right? And, like, I was just like, oh, let it be corporate Drew. Like, let it be this big conspiracy. So, like, Aldis goes to his house and, like, comes up with the, like, 3 stages of hell, man. You know what I mean? It would have been beautiful. It wasn't the case, but it was still kind of beautiful. And I still don't understand. Cody just seems to fall into these matches that are never matches. And so they're just like, we let the crowd sing and we're just going to do a thing that makes no sense and we're out. So, I don't know.
Yeah, it got a little long. I mean, they went up what? About 80 rows of stairs to get to the concourse. I mean, someone ate a table.
Gotta get those cardio in.
Boy, they got it in. It just the whole process of getting up to the concourse is just kind of like...
That's where all the Canadians' pictures were.
I know.
And we had to represent the hockey team. I don't know. Anyways, Women's World Tag Team Championship, Rhea Ripley and Io Sky defeated Liv Morgan and Roxanne Perez, and Rio continues on.
Yeah, you're kind of surprised by that because you thought that Liv and Roxanne might have gone over.
I feel like at times that Judgment Day is on the cusp, and the whole storyline around Judgment Day right now is winning titles, and they need to. And the only one with the title is out hurt. So, which leads me to another bullshit, I can't stand this is horse crap thing. Why is Dom getting to keep the belt?
Because I think he's only out short.
What is short term, Matt? What is short term?
For me, it should be 30 days. That used to be the long-standing rule. Is 30 days.
Been 30.
But now with only having 4 matches on shows and 4 matches on PLE.
Who cares? Strip them.
45.
Strip them.
So at today's day, you go 45. But, yeah, to be out for 60 to 90, well, then fine. Strip Jade Cargill for being champion for 90 days and not defending.
She's at least there, though. He's not there. And my point is...
Still needs to defend the title. They need to put that as part of the storyline.
I'm not disagreeing. I think one isn't...
Say if you have, say they still make it 60 days. Say they made it 60 days. You get to, day 52, and you're like, hey, you haven't defended your title. Your 60-day notice coming up. Yeah, I'm good. And then, day 58 or 59, they okay, I'll defend the title. You could play. I've seen heel characters do it, and they always pick scrubs. It's somebody that's not not a total jobber, but it's a
no. Bring in the total jobbers. That's what I do. Local developmental talent.
We should not call them jobbers. They're enhancement talent.
Enhancement talent.
Enhancement.
But no,
talent.
The reason I say take it off of Dom, I want it to go. I want the IC to go back into the wild, and I want Finn Balor to win it. And now you get that whole storyline of Finn Balor. You get that whole storyline of him and Dom. And now with all the stuff going on with Punk. Oh, yeah. Drama. That's what we're all here for. So, all right. So we get AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura. Definitely the match of the night. And one of the best matches I've seen in a while. And they both still got it. I love those two. Let them run it back as much as they want. Whew. And then we get the 4-way for the number 1 contender. Sami Zayn, Randy Orton, Damian Priest, and Trick Williams. And surprise, surprise, surprise. Sami Zayn went over in his hometown.
Didn't see that coming, did you?
Mm-mm. Nope.
Yeah,
Nah,
I mean, there's a lot I
the
don't remember
whole.
about the match itself. Was it really memorable? Like, I couldn't go back and talk about. I remember that
All
you
I
and I we were
remember
popping
throughout
at
that.
we were popping at Trick Williams, of course.
That's all I remember because throughout that match, he was obviously he leans more heel-ish, but he's not a full-blown heel. I think he's just a dick or
Yep.
an
Yeah.
asshole. I would say he's more of an asshole than and I every opportunity he had, it was like, oh, somebody's gonna go over. Oh, here comes Trick Williams to benefit it for himself. Oh, somebody hit their finisher. Oh, Trick Williams kicked him out of the ring, and Trick Williams is going for the pin. It was just so well
And
done
the
with
whole
him.
time's doing, he's talking trash to the guys beating up.
Yes,
He's talking trash to the
yes,
referee, and he's talking trash to the fans, all at the same time.
yes, and I liked it a lot.
But
I
he wasn't like talking like negative trash to the fans. Like he was telling a couple of them to shut up, but he plays along with the crowd like really good. Like he's not
yes,
dismissive of them when he just like he hears a fan say something from the audience, he'll just like, man, shut up, because he said that to somebody when he was walking down. Like somebody says something to him, he like looked at him, told him to shut his face or something like that. So really, it's good. He has a good interaction. Like the fans are catching on to it. But I love the talking.
all right. So, anything else from Saturday night's main event?
Actually,
Because
one of the better Saturday night's main events since they brought it back.
I think it was probably their best one, honestly.
Yeah, it was a fun show. Even though we can not like that Cody and Fatu never really became a match. It was a fun brawl, and then it got Drew involved. So Drew's still involved with the Cody situation, which is great. So yeah, solid show, top to bottom.
Yep. So now we're going to get into the contentious of the contentious Raw, which
not bad.
has
2 shows in 26 minutes.
I know it's some kind of record for us, but we still got to talk Rumble. But all right. So CM Punk comes out. He challenges AJ Styles. Now we're gonna take our conversation. We're gonna break this up. We're gonna take this up and we're going to talk this in pieces because this. So right now, what we're going to talk about is the debate of how long AJ Styles' farewell should be. So all signs are pointing to he's out after Rumble. There was a supposedly diary entry that came out about, from Shinsuke that he said last year he was done at the Rumble, blah, blah, blah. You argued that he doesn't need a year-long run. I don't disagree. I don't disagree with the fact that he doesn't need a 6-month run. But if you say like, hey, 2026 is my last year, and you lose in the first month before the end of the month, yes, technically 2026 is still 2026, but it's like, bro, if you say 2026 is my last year, I'm retiring in 2026. It's like March, I don't know.
Well, I think too, because we're all stick and ball sports fans, that when someone retires, it's at the end of the season, and all you like basketball and hockey had what, April, May, so that's about right. And then your baseball's like October, November. Football runs all the way through the end of the year. So I think we were thinking it might have been a little bit later on, but yeah, I think all the signs are pointing to it. And I've gone back and forth on this, texted you and other people like, oh, maybe he's not, maybe he is. Like you swing back and forth, but I think if I was to put money on it, I think Saturday's it for AJ.
I think so too. I thought so too. You were the one that was putting evil thoughts in my head that because I thought it was going to go down like that, and you were the only one that goes, "Is he really going to retire in Saudi?" And I was like, "It's a good point."
But then if you look back at it, he had the match last year with Cena on Cena's retirement tour. So maybe unofficially that was kicking off AJ's final run because like the fans wanted him to have the match with Cena. And then what happens right after that? He wins the tag titles with Dragon Lee. They have a nice little run. And now he's done Shinsuke. He did Gunther, Shinsuke, now CM Punk, and now again Gunther Saturday with the career on the line. It sounds like it's wrapping up, but maybe it's not. Maybe the swerve is coming.
Maybe. I don't know. Like I said, we're only going to take this in pieces. So right now, the first piece is like, do we think that it should go? Even March would have been perfect for me. I don't even know what's in March. I'm just saying March would have been fine. It feels icky to be like 2026 is going to be it. And you're like, okay, somewhere in 2026, he's going to call it a day. And then the contract stuff came out, everything else came out. And you're like, okay. And then they're like, and done. And yeah. Anyways, let's move on.
Well, we'll get back to it because just remember Swerve, because WWE's been liking to swerve things, so we'll remember that.
Yeah. So after that, we get Stephanie Fakir, Rhea Ripley, and Io Sky defeating the Judgment Day, and yeah, it was not the cleanest effort from them.
No,
from all parties involved. I think I do wonder if Fakir's a little lame. But we'll talk about Fakir a little later, too, because she asked Pierce for a match, and she got her wish, which, okay. I think I know where that's going.
I would have had the heels go over here. This is a spot. You want to ramp up, especially Raquel Rodriguez. Like, if she's going to be the next women's world title holder, and then Roxanne and Liv, I just felt like it knocked, especially Liv and Roxanne down a peg. I don't think it really hurt Raquel. But Rio and Fakir, they didn't need a win last night. What do you think?
I don't think it matters either way. I don't think it knocks anybody. It was a cluster anyways.
Yep. I thought the heels should have went over. If you're trying to...
Yeah, but they're already over as heels. We know they're heels. They're established as heels. They're going to get theirs
Liv
too.
And Roxanne moving up that contention ladder for the world, the world
Everything's
title.
loosey-goosey right now with Rumble coming up anyways. They're all thinking about their Mighty Morphin Power Rangers outfits, so that was yours, not mine. I won't take credit.
I know.
I know.
That's what made it even funnier.
So after that, we get Adam Pearce apologizing to the division. Now, there's so much good. Paul Heyman is just magic. Magic, I tell you. Magic. I love me some Paul Heyman. I love Paul Heyman so effing much because him just leading into this segment, he's screwing with the crowd. He's like, we're going to be here all night. And the whole crowd went, pew. And he was like, I'm going to get my stuff in. I don't care. And it was like, oh, okay, game on. And everything. But the Adam Pearce, I'm doing you could tell it was like, I'm doing this out of obligation. And, and then he becomes Oprah Winfrey. You get declared. You get declared. You get declared. Everybody's in the Rumble. Let's go. And it's like, okay. All right. But obviously the storyline isn't done. It's going to come down to who Paul Heyman called. And yeah. So I just, Nelly. It was a fun segment though. And then after that, as a follow-up, we get Austin Theory beating Rey Mysterio, and then the Vision just beating the crap out of Rey.
Yeah, and Penta and Dragon.
And Penta and Dragon Lee, but yeah. So,
but see, you had a huge brawl and a beatdown, but you had a match first. At least you got a match in, and a pretty good. Austin Theory looked great last night, by the way.
He's always been good. That's the kicker with him. He's always been good. But the problem is that they put him in impossible situations. And then they put him in goofy freaking stuff. And it's like, he always had talent. So I don't understand. Everybody's all shocked. You look great. Yeah, he's good. Yep.
Pretty good little stomp at the end, too.
Yeah, he learned from the best.
Yeah. I'm sure that was on orders from Seth.
All right. So we're about to get into the heated part of this. But before that, I have another thing I want to moan and gripe about. Do they do it on SNME too? When's the first time they played guess what? Roman Reigns is going to be in the Rumble video. It wasn't Raw. They played it on SmackDown or something?
I think it was SmackDown.
and we got it again on Raw, right?
Because if it was on Saturday night's main event, either it was during the commercial, or we were doing other stuff during the watch along, we missed it. But I know if it was during the watch along, we would have went on we would have had a shit fit about it on the watch along. So
look,
here we go.
Anybody that, yeah, we're just warming up. Anybody that anybody knows, Roman Reigns has his stance on social media, like a lot. Like anytime they should just bring Roman back. No. I don't want Roman Reigns near a title. Roman Reigns should never touch a title again. Ever. Unless he's coming back full time.
Yeah. And not what Roman's idea of full time is, like legit.
And this promo that they do to announce that he's in the Rumble. Let's all just take a half step back. Take our fanboy hats off and everything else. So this guy is so special that he doesn't even show up once during the build to Royal Rumble. He just sends the video in and goes, I'm in.
Yeah, but you don't even get him like on a microphone saying like, yeah, I'm declaring myself.
No, you get a promo package. And that's my problem.
Whoopie freaking do.
You cannot phone it in any more than promo package Roman Reigns is in the Rumble.
Yeah, but then you get.
Well, why did you even announce it?
Then you get Tessitore and Cole and Corey Graves and Wade Barrett like slobbering all over it. It's pathetic.
It is pathetic and it's horrible. I wouldn't have announced it at all. Why wouldn't you leave that ambiguous? Like, why wouldn't you have it where, well, I'm pretty sure Roman's in the Rumble, and then when his music hits, then all of a sudden you're like, oh crap, he really is. Instead, you announce it.
Yeah, if you would have kept it silent. And then you didn't even like comment him on being in the building the night of the Rumble. That puts doubt in the fans' minds. Like,
even if 90,
what if he's not in the Rumble?
Even if 90% of us said, I don't think he's in the Rumble. I haven't heard. Have you heard about Roman? If 90% of us goes, he's obviously in it, right? Then at least go in the route of not announcing it. You leave it a little shady. Like I have doubt in the back of my head. Then.
Right.
Instead of even having him on a microphone, they just go, meh. Roman decided to grace us with his presence. Here's a video package. It's honestly the Roman Reigns playbook of what they would do when he was on his title reign. 2 weeks from tonight, Roman Reigns will grace us with his presence. And like, I am hard on Roman Reigns. I fully admit it. But it's part of my problem is that I don't like when stuff is so manufactured, and I don't like being spoon-fed. Like, just leave it vague. Have people doubting themselves. Have them come out at like number 16 or 17 or 18 and just be like, oh yeah, the tribal chief. But if he comes out at like 28, 29, 30 and they expect him to go over, I'm going to be pissed.
Well, they like to do that. Like they did that with Cody at 30 at his return.
I don't get it. But, all right, it's time. Gunther cuts a promo, which sparked the Matt and Sean debate where I am of the opinion that if Gunther goes over Saturday, I'm done. Like, I just have nothing for you anymore. I am going to back up my statement in saying this, and I kind of touched on it with Roman. I do not like when we manufacture stuff to the point of absurdity. Oh, Roman Reigns held the title for 1,600 days. Well, he showed up to work like 5 of those, like 1,600 or whatever the number was. The point is he wasn't there. And everybody gave him an effing pass, but like, we have to, ad nauseum, every time somebody goes on a run now, have to hear how many days they held the title because Roman held it for 60. He sure as shit did hold it. He held it in his car, back at his house. Just kept it on the shelf while he was mowing the lawn.
And then when he did defend it, he never really won it clean. He never won clean. He always had it. It was.
So I can't it bothers me. And I mentioned Austin Theory earlier, which is why I waited until now to really get into this. Austin Theory under Vince was the same deal. It was shoved in your face. Push this guy. Push this guy. It's going to be this guy. Here, put the U.S. title on him. Have him beat John Cena. And I just can't do the manufactured crap. And the problem is now with Gunther, we're getting manufactured crap. And like beating Goldberg, nobody cared. Nobody cared. Everybody's just like,
I was glad he's gone.
yeah. And that's kind of my point, right? Like nobody cared that he beat Goldberg. We were just like, yeah, he should beat Goldberg, right? And then he beats John Cena. All right, John Cena's doing the thing, right? The unwritten, unspoken, all about the business thing. Yep. Didn't like the ending, but fine. Now we have to listen about Gunther being the career killer and all this and that, and it all rings hollow. And the problem is that as much you have to say in the same breath when talking about Gunther, you on one hand go, he ended the careers of these Hall of Famers. And on the other breath, you go, his losses are to Sami Zayn and Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes. The only credible loss that he has is Cody Rhodes. And even that was, crown jewel.
It didn't matter who was world champion. Jey Uso was going to win at WrestleMania. That was that lightning in the bottle. You had to jump on
I don't disagree. I don't disagree.
Sammy was for the IC title, right? That was to get Gunther out of the IC title picture and on to the world title. Because that's usually what happens.
If you are capable of beating Hall of Famer after Hall of Famer after Hall of Famer, especially sequentially, like, and you and I were talking right before we went on the air, you're like, well, the Legend Killer was awesome. That's how they built up Randy Orton. And I don't disagree with that, except Randy has this thing called charisma.
And I'll give you that.
Gunther doesn't have. And the problem is when you get done saying, I ended the careers of AJ Styles, John Cena, and Goldberg. And I'm going to look at you and go, and then? Like, the problem is
when we watched this go on last night, I was commenting about, so I get it. He's a bully that just beats up old guys on their way out. Kind of. That's kind of what the gist I was saying. And I'm like, I'm not digging it. And then I was thinking about it. And then while I was doing homework today, I had some podcasting going on. And I was overhearing Dave LaGreca and Bully Ray talking about it. And they think Gunther should have leaned into it more and threatened Michael Cole more. Like, they really think that this is a great direction for Gunther. And so I'm like, well, like, I like Gunther, and I'm going to stick by him even if, like, he doesn't have a lot of charisma, but I just like him. You just find guys that you like to watch, and I like them. What I don't want to see is, like, at the end of it all, like, when they announce it for the Hall of Fame, like, they'll say he was a 4 or 5, 6-time world champion, also, like, ended 8 careers. Yeah, but it's all old guys. Like, if you were putting guys in their 20s and ended their career, that's one thing. But Bill Goldberg was like 58 years old?
Shit, he might have been 60. I don't even remember now.
And then Cena was like 48. AJ's 48 or 40. So it's like, I like it because it gives him a theme. But Sean, do you think it was just too soon after Cena to do him and AJ? If you had pushed that, so if you would have pushed this back to, say you would have ran it at WrestleMania, Gunther and AJ retirement.
The problem is we don't build this, right? It just feels like, and I think it's just the entire sequence of events. Sorry, I got distracted as I saw Kevin Owens holding a title belt, but it's the Winged Eagle, so I know what era this is on Netflix.
Oh, okay. Because I'm like, yeah, you ain't got no kids, you ain't got no dogs, you ain't got...
But the Glamour is on as well, so it caught my eye when I glanced over, because after catching up on last night's Raw, it just cycled to the beginning of the series on Netflix, and I was like, oh, Sammy in the ring, anyways, we'll get into that when we get into Royal Rumble. But yeah, I think it's too soon with Gunther. I think that the fact that we're just pack stacking and racking all these guys, and he's just like, career ender. Ugh. And then what? He's going to run out of dudes. He's going to run out. And like, you have all these talented individuals that have made wrestling what it is up to this point, trying to give this guy heat. And what happened? We got the greatest promo ever. I made John Cena tap out like a little bitch. That's what we got. You ended this amazing career of one of the greatest wrestlers ever to freaking grace a ring, and we got, I made John Cena tap out like a little bitch. For 3 effing weeks.
Yep.
3 weeks, Matt. 3 weeks. And that's all we get out of this guy. I'm sorry, man. Like,
if Gunther's going to retire these guys, then he should lean into the fact that, hey, I retired John Cena, who had 17 world titles and was a Grand Slam champion, and I retired AJ Styles, who I think is he a Grand Slammer? If not, he's real close. But I mean,
I don't think so.
He should be riding on that rather than just like, oh, he tapped like a bitch. Like be creative in how like you got over on Cena. Use Cena's credentials and the fact that you beat him with all his credentials. That might resonate a little bit better, because I don't mind him being like his part-time job being the career killer, but like make it important. Like, just don't
make me care.
Yeah,
make me care. That's all I want. Make me care, and I don't. And that's my biggest problem with him is I don't care. I do not effing care. Period. End of story. End. Full stop. I don't care. If he ends AJ, it's just a waste of AJ. You know what I mean? And it's fine. Whatever. He wants to do the work too, like Cena did. Fine. Whatever. Go over.
I'm fine with him doing it. Like, I just wish that they made it better. And I can't put all the blame on Gunther. It's the timing and the writers. Like, unless AJ really wants to go out Saturday afternoon in Saudi, and that's
then
what
pick somebody else. Like, that's the other thing, man.
All right, so who else? So who else retires AJ?
I don't know. Find somebody else. Find me something. Shinsuke. I don't give a shit. Like, my point is that, like, all right, so we're just piling.
I'm sorry, my dog is being a naggy little bitch right now, and my wife is failing at her job as a dog mom to keep the noise down.
I hear Chrissy in the background. Shut up.
Yeah. Watch your F words.
I think that's the biggest problem with Gunther, right? It's the confluence of everything with him, right? Like, it's everything put together that really makes it hard for Gunther, because you're going to take one of the nicest high flyers and technicians in the ring, and you're going to chop him to death. And you went through a slog to beat John Cena, and you put him out with a sleeper. And like, I get it, man. Old guys like you are like rubbing your nipples like, yeah, that's so old school. Yeah. And it's like, but it's counterintuitive. Like Goldberg, I get, like, slog it out with him. Big man on big man, right? But like, the fact that you just get, oh, we're going to mat wrestle, and we're, and then you're going to neuter.
I don't think it'll be a slog with AJ. I think AJ's going to get his stuff in. I think
but he gets his stuff in, but the problem is there's no good counter to the stuff. Like, it's not as entertaining because, AJ's going to get some stuff in, and then he's just going to freaking...
Yeah, he's going to chop him or drop kick him.
He's going to chop him, or he's going to drop kick him, or whatever. He's going to T-Rex drop kick, or whatever the hell they're calling that. Like, that's my biggest problem with Gunther. It's just a slog. And, like, you have some of the... Like, this mostly pertains to AJ. Like, John Cena was never really a technician, if you will. Like, he got a bad rap for, like, being a five move dude, but he also wasn't very prolific. So, like, I get it. But, like, it's mostly for AJ. Like, it's like taking somebody that has, like, this guy has, like, 100 in dexterity. And this guy has like 20. Like, and it's just, and the guy with 20 is going to win because AJ's going to come off the top rope and then we're just going to get a whoocha and it's done. And it's like, and the other problem with this, and it's a Roman Reigns type problem too, is we've seen it all before. And there's nothing new out of a Gunther match. Nothing. And like his finisher is one of the most boring finishers out there. It's stuff that little men do to like big dudes to try to slow them down. Like, it's boring. And like I said, I knew I was going to pile on Gunther, but like
I don't always find that boring because if you fight it well, and like I'm not gonna go back and analyze how Cena should have fought back up, but like with a sleeper like that, you can work that.
Let's open all the old wounds.
No, but I'm just saying you can work that. You can get the crowd on their feet with a sleeper hold if you're fighting it right and doing it right. Believe me, the sleeper is a boring hold if the guy's in it does nothing. Like the guy put.
And that's probably true.
So I actually think, regardless if AJ wins or not, I think you're going to see a really good performance by both. I think you're going to see I don't think it'll be a slog. I think you're going to see the chops and the physicality just because it is Gunther.
It's going to be a slog on Gunther's end because that's how he wrestles. And we're going to see, like, again, it's just, you take this like guy that's so dynamic. You take a guy that had a match like he had with Shinsuke. And, like, I mean, to a lesser extent, with CM Punk on Raw. And, like, you just haven't... It's just so anticlimactic the way they're going out to this dude, and everybody is jobbing to him. That's the other thing, right? Cena jobbed for him. Goldberg jobbed for him. AJ Styles now probably jobbing for him. And it's like, how many gifts do you got to get? Like, honestly, how many gifts do you got to get? Like, why wouldn't you have somebody else retire AJ? Like, on an honest note, why wouldn't you have somebody? Now you have a debate on your hands. Because now you get all the buts, right? I've retired John Cena and Bill Goldberg. Yeah, but Goldberg was over the hill and Cena was already kind of meh. And they're like, AJ's been putting in great work.
He was retiring anyway.
Correct. And then AJ, you would go, like, I retired AJ Styles. And he was still wrestling like a freaking, champ. You know what I mean? And then, like, you could have that tit for tat, which would have set up a rivalry for Gunther. You know what I mean? Now you got two guys in a pissing contest over who's better. Great. But these old guys, his whole promo was, the old guys got to go. I'm not getting my flowers like I should because they're around here and they just want to have their farewell. All right, whatever. I get it. You're being a dick. But it's just so hollow. Maybe that's my thing. He's hollow.
Maybe that's it. Maybe that's it for you. I actually thought it was, after going back and watch again today, I thought it was actually pretty good. I agree with Bully Ray that he probably should have like really threatened Michael Cole more. Like instead of saying like I could just kick that chair out from under you, he could have stand up and could have hovered over Michael Cole and acted like he was going to attack him, but say no, not yet. I like the part of this, like, I'm not going to do anything with you, Michael, because I want you to see this. Like, okay, I'm like, that's good. Like, now you're, like, kind of hitting something rather just with that grin on your face and just, I retired this, I made Cena tap like a bitch. Now it's like, yeah, Michael Cole, I'm going to let you watch this guy that you've been calling matches for 10 years suffer and be retired. I'll let you stick around for that. I kind of like that part of the interview. So.
I don't know.
It's not your cup of tea, but different strokes for different folks. And
no, I concur. I hate when
the
everything
seems divided about this too. So we're not the only ones.
I think that it bothers me when stuff feels gifted, and like I understood Cena being like, "Oh, Gunther's going to be the guy." Okay, cool. I honestly, like, at the end of the day, I had problems with it. I thought there was better options. But I get it. Cena was gonna do the thing.
See, right? I don't think Gunther's gift. I don't think they're gifting Gunther. I think they're rewarding him because the guy's been
what?
See, we only know main roster, so I have cheated. Because once they hit main roster, I'll go back and watch their old shit. Watch Gunther from NXT UK, NXT even before that.
Don't care. Out of context.
I know out of context.
Out of context. It's out of context.
Right. Because for
it's
our
out of context.
podcast, yes, but if you're looking probably
It's not even just for the podcast, though, because you brought this guy up.
Mm-hmm.
You brought this guy up to the main roster. Anything he does from the minute he steps onto Raw or SmackDown and is on the main roster, everything from that point going forward is what you are and what you have done. Like anything before that, we can say outside of the ring, they were great. We can say that back in the day when they were doing this, that, or the other, they were great. But the problem is you have to judge, grade, and scale them on what they're doing now. And the problem is, especially with Gunther, and why he's such a... the problem is he's polarizing because he's boring. All right? Like, I get it. It's a different style.
So when AJ came to WWE 10 years ago, you took nothing into account of what he did for TNA. And it was like
never saw him before.
Oh, see, that was okay. Because if you say that about like Judge Gunther and his NXT,
the only time
it doesn't matter. But until like when we get these guys that come up, well, we don't watch other leagues now, but you know, some of these guys that came in from when TNA was really big in Impact, when they come to WWE, you had seen them before.
So here's the deal: in my lifetime, there has been only very minimal crossovers between promotions. Now, that being said, I grew up during the Monday Night Wars. So I was watching two promotions simultaneously. I caught everything WCW. I caught everything Raw or WWE. Okay? So when a wrestler would leave either war and go to the other, that was a big deal. But I knew their work on the other one. So that's fair. Now, the problem is that, and the only other times are like one-offs when I'd, kind of fall into like an NXT thing. So like I've seen like I'm trying to think of who I saw. I saw Carmelo Hayes like a while ago, before he came up to the main roster, and I was impressed with him then, and that's fine. Talent's going to shine through. But my problem is that it took Carmelo Hayes a long time to get traction. Why? Because we had to get him established in... It's like getting called up to the majors, right? You could be the home run champ and king of the AAA ball all you want. Nothing really matters until you get up. What are you doing in the majors where everything's level? And that's the problem, right? I don't bring my stats with me when I go from AAA to major leagues. I don't bring my stats. Nothing I did down there other than getting me to the show matters. And the big problem here is that we have a guy.
So why then is there such an emphasis on guys like Michael Cole, Tessitore, and Graves to always announce that these guys were NXT UK this or NXT or TNA or whatever?
Because they're breaking the mold of what Vince was, at least in terms of the announcers. Because you used to not be able to announce.
So their accolades. If that matters enough to mention on the broadcast, because obviously they're letting people like you and I know what their credentials were before. So if it matters to them, don't you think it should matter to us as well?
No, because I don't give a crap.
Well, then you don't give a crap. But I kind of give a crap.
No, because wait. Let me put this in context. Let's use Dan Marino. Do you think Dan Marino, we both agree, was a Hall of Fame worthy quarterback, correct? Okay. So if one of the only things I pointed out to you was, Dan Marino, one-time AFC champion, all right, he's got 2 or 3 MVPs, whatever his stats are. I don't know him. I'm not a Dolphins fan. Those accolades matter, but they don't. What matters is what the hell you've been doing, right? If he would have went to just that Super Bowl, that one Super Bowl, and then he fell off the face of the earth, and that's the thing. Like, you can acknowledge it, but nobody cares. Like, it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, especially because they've gotten better at this, so I will give them credit for that. It's starting to matter a little bit because they're letting people come into the fold as the characters that they were on the outside. AJ Styles probably being one of the pioneers in that. So yes, it does kind of matter. And yes, they could have had all these great matches and everything else. But I will die on the hill that, like, once you hit main roster, what you do with your time at the show, for the lack of a better way of putting it in this context, what you do with the roster matters. And he could have been the bee's knees, greatest thing ever. You know, I mean, look at Brock Lesnar, look at Stone Cold Steve Austin. Those guys, when they were like in OVW and all this other stuff, were doing actually really cool stuff. But when they hit their marks in WWE, they weren't the same wrestler. They weren't the same guy. Like, they had the capabilities of doing it. Lesnar almost broke his neck trying to run it back to the OVW days. Like, shooting star press. Whoops. You know, but he tried to run it back, right? Like, and that's kind of my point in all this. Like, you know, that stuff matters. So, like, when we look at the context, because we're getting force-fed all the other crap about Gunther. Like, he's only lost to like 2 or 3 people since coming to the main roster. Yep. And the most credible in that is Cody Rhodes. You know, that's why you say, like, he's only lost to Cody. You know, they say he's only lost to three times since coming to the main roster, and I'm telling you, like, hey, yo, he lost to like Cody Rhodes, he lost to like Jey Uso, and he lost to Sami Zayn. You know, it goes back to, like, who you lose to actually matters in WWE, right? Like, who you lose to. Like, if I got to go back to my frames of reference, but like Triple H losing to The Undertaker. Okay. Triple H losing to, you know, and I think the bigger problem is too, those matches that Gunther lost, they weren't banana peel slips. He just lost. That's the other half of it. You know what I mean? Like, you can lose as a big baddie and to like some
Gunther
schlub.
Lost to Punk too. He lost to Punk.
Yeah, well, that's right.
That was his go away because he was getting. He had to get
Stale?
some surgery. No, he had to get
that's
surgery.
right.
Stale. Just stale like day old donuts.
That's not stale. They're delicious. Just dunk them in tea.
No, you microwave it for like about 7 seconds. It fluffs them back up and they're good.
This cooking tip is brought to you by I do want to get off of this.
Here. Yeah, I know you do. And
I just, man, I hate writing this dog.
You're never going to be a Gunther guy. I don't think ever. I just don't think.
I respect his in-ring.
No, but I'm saying you're never gonna like turn on the TV and be like, "Oh, Gunther's on tonight." I don't think you'll ever hit that.
Then they failed him as a character.
To you,
no, they failed him as a character because, again, that's the problem with Gunther. There's nothing to attach to.
Well, gee, a shitload of people go nuts over Roman Reigns and Sami Zayn, and I could, like, CM Punk, and I'm at the point where I could care less. So, did they fail those guys? Maybe they do with me, or it's just my personal taste.
No, it's not a personal taste thing. What I'm saying to you is, as much as I give Roman Reigns crap, there's stuff to glom onto. The whole acknowledge me and the presence that he comes forward with, the God damn, I hate using this word. The aura that Roman Reigns has actually is something to attach to, good, bad, or indifferent. Like, you feel oh my God, I'm actually going to have to say this. You feel Roman Reigns' presence when he is actually in an arena, right? Like, you actually experience that. Now, sometimes it's hollow at the end, but like, you actually feel his presence. You know what I mean? Sami Zayn, not so much. He's got a good intro. I don't feel his presence. Like, I don't buy Sami Zayn. I don't buy Sami Zayn because, like, I'm going to get pummeled for the whole match. Then I'm going to go Super Sami and win it.
Even if you just look like him. Look at him. He looks like Shaggy from, or whatever the dude, from Scooby-Doo. He looks like Stoner Shaggy. But, like, I'm not fat shaming, but, like, he doesn't have, like, a great wrestling physique.
He's got a dad bod. And that's fine. It works for him. But the problem is like, everything's a balance, right? Like, everything, when it comes to when you're creating your WWE avatar, everything has to come in balance, right? Like, you know, mic skills, look, persona, wrestling ability. Those things all are your foundation for creating a wrestler. And if one of those is off, you're not level set. You're kind of kiltered and contorted and everything else. So that's the big problem here is some of these guys that it's my concern right now with bouncy guy. Why am I drawing? Yeah, Javon Evans, right? My only concern with him right now is I don't know what his character is. His in-ring is phenomenal. I like watching him, but I don't know what his character is. And I'm kind of in the same camp as Gunther. I don't know what he is. Is he a dick? Yep. Okay. And then what? Like Gunther is so level set. Or like here's your lows and your highs, right? He never goes above or below this line. So he's just so unremarkable that you get nowhere. And that's my problem with him, right? Like there's nothing. He's stoic and I get it. It's the character and people love that. But like everything put together, his in-ring ability is above and beyond the charts. You can get away with that, but there's no character behind it. It's just hollow shell. Somebody spent all their XP points on wrestling ability and forgot to like, oh crap, I got to talk on a mic. Oh crap, I got it. You know what I mean? Like, it's just trying to find that balance.
I mean, I will admit his mic skills could use some improvement, and I don't think it's I would almost be happy. Gunther should still be able to talk, but I would like to see him have like not Paul Heyman, but someone like that who's like his benefactor or his advisor that can really talk, and then Gunther can interject as needed.
Yeah. And I think that's the big problem, right? Like I have been trying like hell to buy into him. I've been trying like hell to give him a pass. And like it's been a slippery slope ever since the Cena thing because it was, oh my God, what the F was that ending? I get it. Cena did the thing. Okay, cool. Cena likes him. He wants to give him the rub. All right.
I'm sure AJ had a say into this too. If this is
I'm sure
AJ's
he did.
Left.
I'm sure he did, but that's the problem, right? Like I said, and then what? And then what? If he beats AJ, and then what? And then for him, my point is also, who's his credible losses?
I tell you what would be great for Gunther. He's not going to be in the Royal Rumble because he's fighting AJ. I'd love to see him just accidentally on purpose getting like interfere or get involved or in the way of something the Vision's doing.
Has he done the Chamber? I don't think he's done Chamber either.
No, so I guess he's out of the Rumble. Unless he
would be out of the Rumble.
I don't know, but
which brings me to the next Matt. Perfect.
Good, because we were timing. We were on the Gunther chat for about 18 to 20 minutes. So
that's right. This concludes my Gunther TED Talk.
We're gonna call it a time limit draw. We'll have to run it back.
But I'm glad you brought up. Could he be in the Rumble? No, he cannot, because we found out from General Manager Adam Pearce telling Finn Balor, Rumble's full. Seats taken. Every seat's taken. Musical chairs happened. Finn Balor got his kick at the can, and he was on the outside looking in. He didn't have a chair to sit on. However you want to freaking paint the picture. Long story short is he basically told Finn, too bad, so sad, no suit for you, no room for you, no Rumble for you, is what he told Finn. So,
well,
if Finn can't get in...
Finn and Punk had that little chat in the back where Punk's like, do you want your legacy to be hanging around with those goofs in Judgment Day?
Well,
we know that the end.
He singled out Dom. He singled out Dom.
Yeah, so that's kicking off the Dom and Finn feud right there. That they're already dropping.
This is why I said earlier the IC title should come off of Dom, and you should have a situation where Finn wins it. And if Finn wins the IC, now you just got some. It'd be delicious, so delicious.
Well, if Dom's coming back sooner, then you could also roll into Finn and Dom, but based on how the show wrote, I'm interested to see how they get there because after he was talking to Punk in the locker room, like, oh, they're really going to ramp up this face turn, and then we see by the end of Raw, are we getting a face turn?
I don't know.
I liked what Finn did. I would
Well,
almost,
he did tell Liv Morgan that there was a little bit more 3D chess going on than she realized.
yeah.
And I think that
I caught that he was dropping hints that it's not all what it seems.
I think that at the end of the day, what we're going to find with Liv is I think we're going to find out that she's going to be the odd one out in the sense that she's like, I'm going to get Judgment Day back on track. And it's like, I did all the same old stuff and it doesn't work because it's, times have changed, experiences have changed. And honestly, right now,
does Dom kick her to the curb?
I would actually, you know what I would do? I would put gold on everybody in Judgment Day except for Liv and have Liv keep on losing title shots.
The only way you could do that is if Raquel wins the world title, Roxanne beats Becky Lynch for the IC title. But I don't
Does she have to beat Becky? Send her
whoever.
over to win the U.S. title. I don't care.
No, the Judgment Day's all going to stay on one brand. Yeah, and then you got JD McDonough coming back. So at some point, I don't know how long JD.
My point is that you get it where everybody's got a title except for Liv. Delicious.
It would be
delicious.
So I was mentioning that we were chatting last night. I really so we talk about long-term storytelling. Really, did you think that after how long's Judgment Day been going on? 3 years, 4 almost?
It has to be at least 3 because hasn't Edge been gone for at least 3?
About that. So, and they have teased this whole thing falling apart and breaking up, and then they revive it. I really think they've done whoever's been in charge of writing the Judgment Day story has really done a good job of teasing the breakup and the fall apart and bringing it back.
They've done good with that, but that stuff's easy because they had a huge stretch where not a lot of them were wrestling.
No,
and it was
a lot of video game playing and apple eating and
it was a lot of backstage stuff, and it was he's eating the shrimp and but no, I think you're right, but you don't have to break up the Judgment Day as a whole. Like I said, it's Survivor, bro. You've been voted off the island.
The island, yep.
You're out. So,
no, that would be kind of cool because Liv's been out for a while. She comes in and she kind of comes home and just throws her purse over here and her car keys over there, and her jacket's on the back of the couch, and she's just coming in making a mess and not cleaning it up, and she's kind of ruining the mojo of the Judgment Day. So yeah, that'd be a great story. To you're making things worse.
Yeah. Well, we had a surprise. Alpha Academy, New Day, American Made, and Los Americanos all were vying to become #1 contender for the tag titles. And Alpha Academy comes out on top. And I kind of saw this coming because they were kind of teasing it, and you kind of felt like I've said it before, Triple H, in the Triple H era, they've been really good about every now and again, they'll award their grunts, right? They'll throw an AAM on the grunt, so to speak.
Yeah.
So those people that have just been eating crap nonstop, and then all of a sudden it's no, you're going to get a moment. You're at least going to get a moment. It's not going to be a WrestleMania moment, but you're going to get a moment, right? And they kind of did this with Alpha Academy, who's been doing good work. And look, bro.
Man, they let Tozawa go for 3 or 4 minutes by himself against people.
He's good.
Yeah.
He's always been good, though. But his senton that ended it, I was like, bro. We know dudes like Kevin Owens that had really good sentons and stuff like that. The fact that he jumped up and then came down.
Yeah.
I was watching it. I was like, oh. Yeah, I was like, first off, good on dude for freaking taking that bump.
Yeah,
but
who took the bump? Because he lawn darted.
It was one of the American Made dudes.
Yeah, because Tozawa basically lawn darted himself into him.
Yeah, it was beautiful. It was so freaking beautiful, and it was awesome. All right, so then Stephanie, who's had enough, and she goes up to Pearson's like, I want a match with Raquel. All right, cool. Street fight. So now we have a street fight coming for Raquel and Stephanie Vakir on her bum foot. I don't know if it's kayfabe or really a bum foot, but yeah. All right.
And it's a Philadelphia street fight. Why? Because they're in Philadelphia.
Well, that makes perfectly no sense whatsoever. I thought you would have like a Provo, Utah street fight in Philly. God. All right. So then we wrap up the show.
I just hate that. Like they just make it. They name it whatever city it's in. It's a street fight.
Call it a street fight?
Yeah.
Like unless she's gonna be in there beating her with like cheesesteaks and stuff like that.
Right.
Like, all right.
Yeah. At least make it demographically relevant or geographically relevant. So if you're in Philly, yeah, do that. If you're in Chicago, then you beat each other with pizza pans. I don't know, like, or you have the mafia like come down and like spray people. I don't know. At least have it match this. What? Yeah.
So we get CM Punk, AJ Styles, and they have this match that ends with Balor interfering, and I kind of like it. I like that Balor's getting some heat.
Yes.
Getting heated.
That's what I like.
Not heel heat, like getting heated up. Yeah. I like that Balor's getting heated up.
He was because part of the main event. That was big.
I think that Balor's one of those guys that kind of in the Drew category where like I'd really like to see him get a run. And like I'd like to see him, it doesn't have to be a huge run. Hopefully it's longer than Drew's if when I'm really thinking happens, but we'll see.
I don't think Finn's going to get the world title, but I think it's going to end up being him and Dom fighting over the IC title, and I think that'll be compelling. I would love it. But you notice like AJ has a great match with Shinsuke. And then he goes up against the world champion, and while yet a good match, not something like AJ's going to sit on his couch when he's smoking a pipe and reminiscing about the old days. Like, yeah, that match I had with Punk the week before I retired, like that was the thing. Like, like Punk doesn't need to be world champion. He could be like in prominent feuds and storylines, but we don't need his geriatric ass like holding the world title. Like, if after he drops his title, this should be it. Like CM Punk should like not be in the world title.
I mean, Punk during the promo with Finn did kind of acknowledge that he's part of a dying breed right now. So like he's like, oh, my guys are like leaving. You know what I mean? But I mean, guys can have longevity and legitimacy.
Punk says that, and like Gunther's like around the corner, like, what did I hear?
Yes. Yeah. You finally stepping out. Time to end your career too.
All right. Well, keep moving forward. We don't want to get back on Gunther talks.
Yeah. I'm not getting at you brought him up.
I know. I was ceasing comms on that. I just had to throw a little dig in there. That's all.
Yes, we know. We know your very interesting love affair with Gunther. All right, Matt. Who wins Women's Royal Rumble?
Oh wow, you're just gonna throw this on me. Shit.
That's what's next, brother. Royal Rumble preview, and there's only 4 things listed right now, and I'm good with that.
I think well, I don't want it to be Bianca. I want it to go either Liv Morgan or Raquel.
I think. All right. I think
it'd be really nice if they gave it to Raquel, like that because she's put in such hard work lately. I think that would be a nice reward for Raquel for her improvement the last year, and it sets up with her and Vakir anyway. So
I think I'm just going to throw this out there. One of two scenarios, and I actually agree with you. I think it's between the two. I think I see Liv Morgan going, but I think that you have titles change hands, so now you have Liv Morgan and you have Raquel, who are both part of the same faction. Kind of, you can flip flop. I don't really give a crap, but like I want that friction inside the clubhouse. Like I'm just trying to make drama, Matt. Just trying to make drama.
Right. But Liv Morgan winning the Royal Rumble, that would just add to the drama within Judgment Day.
That's what I'm saying. Like if Liv,
yeah.
But if Raquel has the title and Liv wins the Rumble, guess who she's got to go after?
Yeah, she's got to go after Raquel.
Yeah. So there's that. Okay, AJ Styles and Gunther. Who you got? By the way, I think this is the show order.
Probably going to be Gunther. And we talked about this before the show. The only way you can do this is if there's shenanigans where Gunther goes to fake the tap out, like so AJ release, which AJ won't catch on. Maybe the ref.
He won't release it.
No, he won't. So it's either that or somehow AJ wins, and then maybe on Raw, like in Philly, he comes out and announces his retirement so he can retire on his own merit. But that makes no sense either. So Gunther's retiring AJ Saturday night.
What if?
What if?
I have a what if. What if AJ has Gunther in the calf crusher? Gunther tries to tap out. Ref sees it. Oh, no, that wouldn't work. I had a scenario where Gunther was trying to tap out, but AJ wouldn't release. AJ gets DQ'd, and Gunther wins by DQ.
That would be cool.
How would you feel about that, though?
Actually, I think
AJ Styles still has to technically retire because he lost. But now Gunther, it takes the shine off of Gunther's win because he didn't really win. He won on, you know what I mean? Right. I retired AJ Styles.
Yeah, and then everybody else.
Did you?
No, AJ retired himself because he got DQ'd.
Correct. I just find that interesting. It popped into my head while we were talking about it. I think Gunther's actually going over. So
I think he is too. I think, you know what?
I think this is going to be. I think since they decided to put this effing Royal Rumble in Saudi, I am going with it is going to be the suckiest of suckitude suckfest ever for me as a viewer. So like it is going to be all the things I don't want to happen are going to happen in this PLE. So like I've revised my statement on the opener. No, you know who's going to win? Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair is going to win the women's freaking Royal Rumble. We haven't seen her in a while, and I hope to God that finger's finally healed. Anyways, and then in this match, Gunther is going to go over. And I'll tell you my pick for the next match right now, which is Sami Zayn is going to go over Drew McIntyre. So at this point, Sean locked in his hotel room will be on the watch list because
you know what? And it makes sense because the fans are going to be sad because Gunther beat AJ and AJ lost. And so now they're going to have Sammy win to pick the Saudi crowd back up.
I ruined your.
And then, like by the men's Royal Rumble, like who gives a flying fuck, right?
I'm telling you right now, this is going to be the worst Royal Rumble ever.
And
it's going to be great.
We're going to do a watch along of it with guests. Possibly.
We're going to do a watch along, and it's just going to be. Oh, I'm going to buy some alcohol. I'm going to get shots.
Yeah,
I'm just going to sit in here. I got to hit the Class 6, bro. I need some fireballs, some freaking Ruffle Mints, and a. Whew.
Well, I ain't going to get.
I'm just going to sit here and.
I might put the.
Where do I got to go? I can get tanked.
That's true. Well, no, you got to stay awake to watch the heat races and qualifying for the if it's not a foot of snow at Bowman Gray. Temperatures.
Yeah, I heard about that.
They're gonna race in the teens, bro. They're gonna have great grip for about 5 laps, and then the tires will never heat up, and the brakes will just like break. It's gonna be awesome.
All right, let's do this. So let's do this.
So wait, so I would rather see like how about just. Don't have Sammy win the title, but have Sammy go over.
Nope, Sammy wins.
Shut up.
Sammy Zayn.
I don't want Drew to have a 3-week reign.
Sammy Zayn.
No, after all the bullshit he went through.
Sammy Zayn.
Here you go, buddy. Here's a 3-week title reign. Like, no, like, why give it to him in the first freaking place?
Sammy Zayn.
You're a dick.
He finally goes over, Matt. Think of all the stories we get to listen to. Like, he did it. He finally did it. Sami Zayn is the world champion. He finally. Oh, my God. Yes.
While the IWC will, like, splooge all over themselves.
You know, you know what? I got one for you. I got the only way I will accept this. Only one way I will accept Sami Zayn winning. There's only one way. And that is Sami Zayn wins. We hear KO's music. Everybody assumes KO's coming out to congratulate his buddy. KO freaking knocks him the hell out and pocket pile drives his ass. So now he's just sitting there twitching. like Tua Tagovailoa after getting a concussion for the 15th time when he shouldn't have been in the game.
That would definitely soften the blow of pulling the belt off of Drew. And by the way, for the person who commented on our live watch along, I posted a short from it. Yeah, we know it's scripted, but we watch it. I've never said this on the podcast, but like I told Sean, I said, when I watch wrestling, I'm that 16-year-old kid just sitting there watching wrestling, getting into it. Who knew most of it was fake back then anyway? But
well, I know General Hospital isn't real either.
Yeah.
I knew like back in the day, Dallas wasn't real, but people gave a crap who shot JR, right? Like when I went to see
Rocky IV, we were standing on our seats cheering for Rocky to beat the Russian.
If it's the storyline is done right, if the storyline is done right, then we care. And that's the big one out of that. If the storyline is done correctly, we care. And that is the key to this. Wrestling is great.
Just like on Saturday night, the brawl with Cody and Fatu, it was all right. But when they interjected Drew into it, it really it put a nice little bookend on the end of that. It really brought up that segment. So I'm going with Drew's keeping the title. Drew's keeping the title. He may win, he may lose, but Drew's. So I'm not going to say who's winning the match, but I got Drew walking out of Saudi, win or lose, still holding the belt. But I do like your idea of Sammy wins and KO pocket pile drives him.
Well, I get two things out of that. One, I get one of my favorite wrestlers back because KO is definitely one of my. I got to digress real quick because screw it, we're already over time by a half hour. For those of you that don't know, I've been trying to catch up on Unreal. You know, issues, reasons, problems. I wasn't caught up on Unreal. I got through the episode where they talk about the heel turn. And I got a news flash for all you campers out there. I would have loved the original pitch where like The Rock ends up choosing KO as his freaking guy and he makes it an impromptu match and KO beats Cody. Oh, that would have been awesome. Especially after they were like leading into that, they were beating the hell out of each other anyway. So like, why not? I would have loved that.
But see now, so is there chatter? Because I saw the chatter where KO says when he comes back, he wants to tag with Seth, and Seth's all for it. I mean, I thought KO. Oh yeah, there's been some banter between those two about working together when he comes back. So. But I thought KO was out for like a long time.
Whoa. KO, Seth, and Austin Theory against Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, and Logan Paul. I want that. Do that. Yeah. Do that.
You don't need a mouthpiece for Seth's group. There's enough mouth in that group.
No, Seth. They'd be fine, especially with him and KO. Sign me up.
Yeah. Mr. Theory, you just sit over there, interject as needed, but watch and learn, son.
Yep. No, it's really cool. Who you got win in the men's Royal Rumble?
Braun Breaker.
So Braun Breaker is my happy pick. So I also had to pick the mass depression, totally worst PLE ever pick.
Roman Reigns would be the
Reigns.
Yeah, Roman Reigns.
With Cody Rhodes being a close second. I don't want Cody to like if either of those two win, it'll officially put the stamp of stamps on this was by far the worst like PLE ever. And I think they're going.
Is there a sleeper pick for either one? We haven't talked about is there a dark horse sleeper pick for the women's or men's? Like if they want to mix it up. I mean, could you have Trick Williams? I don't
think he's ready. Like that's kind of the problem, right?
Because we always talked about like, is it too soon? Because they did it with Austin Theory and they've done it with others.
I think if Trick was up like 6 months ago, it'd be okay. But I think right now you've only gotten the bare surface of Trick Williams, so I don't think you can really do that at this time.
So there's no room for Finn Balor in the Royal Rumble, but yet we're probably going to see Obafemi.
Oh, Obafemi's definitely in. He'll be in the Rumble.
He hasn't declared, and we're probably going to see returning Chris Jericho.
Well, thank God Roman declared. We would have never known.
I mean, all right, so what's your over-under on Chris Jericho returning Saturday?
I have it
I have 60-40. He's returning 60-40.
I have it 75-25. He's returning, and I'll tell you why. It was something Adam Pearce said. Because you had the match with CM Punk, I had to replace you. So then we find out this is where it becomes a shit show for Finn Balor.
So wait, because he's challenged for the world title, that means
that's what Adam Pearce said.
That takes you out of the Rumble match. That gives you a title shot because you asked for.
That's what Adam Pearce said. He said because you might have won the championship, I had to have. Basically, he said because you had this match, I had to finalize my roster for Rumble this weekend. So I didn't, because you could have won last week, and I had to submit my names. This I'm paraphrasing, but in general, this is what he's saying. He's intimating that that's why Finn Balor couldn't get in. And the fact that he said, I had to replace you, what led me to believe that if I was to do it and to do it right, I would be like, I would have Jericho come out at 30, and then Jericho gets eliminated however he gets eliminated, right? But unless he's dragging the list to the down the aisle as he's coming down, which would make
and
me...
when you got a returning guy, don't put him at 30. Throw him at like 27.
No. But you're not hearing me. That's not all the story, though.
Okay.
You have him return at 30, and Finn loses his crap later on Adam Pearce and goes, who did you put in to replace me? And he finds out that Chris Jericho was, and Chris Jericho was number 30, which meant Finn Balor would have been number 30.
That's a good story right there.
I am devious as hell. This is why, bro, micro rant, because like I said, we're already over. Micro rant. Some of the stuff that they show in Unreal in the writer's room, I want to reach through the screen and go, raise my hand and just be like, will you talk to us for like 10 minutes about this, please? We'll help you along on this. Because some of the crap that they get stuck on is some of the dumbest shit that I have ever seen. And like, I like to think that we're not, I very much so try not to Monday morning quarterback, right? Like, I really do. But like, some of the crap that they get stuck on in the writer's room, look, you could put you and I in a writer's room right now and go, all I need from you is tell me where you want to start and where you want to go. And I will build you the interconnects all the way there. And if you don't like something, tell me why, and I will provide you a solution to that as well. And we could build that all out. And I don't understand like half the shit they get hung up on. Like the Mania match with Roman, CM Punk, and Seth Rollins. That is the only way that should have went. That is the only way that should went. And they wiffle waffled like, oh, well, you got to put Punk over. Well, if Punk goes over, then Roman. What is Roman Reigns? Why aren't we asking that effing question? If he's nothing without the title, nothing without Paul Heyman, you know who wrote a really good story about that? You and I. About Roman getting all the way humbled down to the bottom of the freaking ladder.
Yep,
he's lost everything. Yep. He went from the island of relevancy to the island of isolation. And like, that would have been the perfect story arc for him. And you could have brought Roman Reigns back as he tries to work his way up, and his hard times, or whatever you want to call them, would be him. But no, we took the easy pass and just went, like I always say this, they went the Fast and Furious, the Vin Diesel family. And like, they went that route with him, and they should have just been like, they should have made him work for it. But it would have been a story.
Didn't they tease that last year? Like, Roman was about ready to get personal. I think he was going to break down like some stuff, and then like the segment ended with other people coming in, and it was never brought up again. Because I remember sitting and watching, like, oh, here we go. They're finally going to have like Roman realizes.
Yeah, we're finally going to get there. We're finally going to get that payoff. We're finally going to get what we want.
Yeah, I was an a-hole. I was abusive of my power. Blah 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 blah. They started dipping their toe in, and I'm like, this is really good. And it's like, nope, the water's too cold.
You and I were begging for it. We were begging for it, and we never got it. And it was really frustrating because it was like, you had it. You had it in the palm of your hands. You had that, and you could have had it. I only use that as and I'm not saying our way is always right, but like you can really do a lot better with the 3D chess on some of this crap. And we talked about it ad nauseum with the Last Time Is Now tournament. There was so many opportunities to make interconnections in that would have been worth something. Even if your end state was Gunther, you could have made it work a lot better. And the end of the end of the John Cena run, I will die on my hill, even though it doesn't put somebody over. I will die on the hill that it should have been that match between him and AJ as the last match. That would have been the way to go out for everybody.
It would have been incredible.
That match, you move that match to the end. Fine, give him the Gunther match. He lost to Dominic. It didn't hurt anything. You should have done that AJ match, that love letter to wrestling, that everything, and you could have had.
And that would have segued nice into AJ wrapping up his career at the Rumble.
Bingo.
And if Gunther ends AJ, it's not such a bad thing.
Correct. It really does change the calculus.
In your opinion.
And
I don't have a problem with Gunther retiring AJ. I just have a problem with, like, that's all, like, I want to see what the pit is like. Okay.
What has he done in between? What has he done in between, though? That's the thing, too, right? Like, God damn it, you got me spun up again about this.
No. But we'll make it quick. But, like, what I'm going to say is, like, after AJ, what is it? Okay, Brock's, like, probably on his last. So, like, okay, now we got to get him in with Brock.
Is that all he's doing now, though?
I know.
That's my point.
So, like, what I'm saying is, that, like, after that, what's it going to be then? Is it going to be he's going to retire Punk? Then he's going to retire Randy Orton. And anybody else, is he going to retire R-Truth? And anybody else that's like...
But what does he do in between that's meaningful?
Right. And
you can't run it back.
No.
You retired the guy. You can't run it back now. Now we have nothing. We've built to one thing. We got one-offs. That mofo is doing dollar scratch-offs right now, and that's it.
If Gunther and AJ, say if they had that first match, right, inconclusive, because Gunther tapped. See, doing this on the second match, it doesn't feel right because of timing. But if you could have had a second or a third match, even this was like the third match, which is usually a blow-off, then I could see it being for the career. But it's like you went from Gunther and AJ with Gunther tapping, the ref not seeing it, right to Gunther like demanding AJ put his career up in the rematch. Like the timing's all good. If this feud had went on a couple of months and this would be the third match, or who knows, even the fourth match or something in between. There's been like no pull-apart brawls in the middle of this. It's just been very canned and very like paint by the numbers.
Well, it's not even built. It's just,
yeah.
All right, you're going to put your career on the line. Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's the other problem, too. We're not getting meaningful builds out of Gunther either, right? Like, they toyed with it. They give you little hints and little inclinations that it was going to go Gunther AJ.
Well, it did the Monday after Saturday Night's Main Event. It went right to AJ and Gunther doing stuff.
But it never, like, there's no, like, long-term build. And I think that's the other problem with the AJ thing, right? Like, does he need a 6-month farewell? No. But I think his final out deserves better than a slap-together build to his match. Like, if you would have done a meaningful build and they were trading barbs and they were just in, some of these career matches, there was some nasty, written, but like nasty kind of stuff leading it. You know what I mean? Like, you felt I don't feel the urgency. I just feel like Gunther's going over, and that's just how it is. And I don't feel emotionally invested, other than I would like to see AJ go out in a slightly different way.
The only way that it throws doubt into me is the fact that everybody's not believing in AJ. Nobody thinks he can do it. And that is probably the one thing, because during Raw, I got hooked on, like, you know what, AJ's retiring Monday. And then even that little 20-second bit with Javon Evans in the back would be like, man, I'd like to run it with you and all that stuff. It puts that element of doubt. So it just seems like everybody, from the announcers to the general managers to the wrestlers themselves, none of them think that AJ has a snowball's chance in hell. Like, Gunther is unbeatable. Like, there's no way AJ can win, which we've done this with, Kofi Mania and the Yes Move with Daniel Bryan. Like,
didn't Coffee Mania end in like 15 seconds? Like when it finally ended?
Yeah, it was pretty. It was pretty.
Like he got squashed.
Yes, he did. I forget who
he got squashed. Was it Brock?
I think.
Brock
I think it was. Like, who else was going to squash Kofi in 15 seconds? Then Brock, unless.
Yeah, that's kind of my point, though, right? Like, yes, these movements warrant. But
so there is a small part of me that thinks that there might be a swerve, because I remember I told you to remind me to say swerve. Could they be swerving us with all this?
I said that to you as well, which is I found the release of Shinsuke's letter into the ether rather convenient timing.
As I say, is that a plant?
That's what I'm thinking, and that's why I do think that. And honestly, a lot of people are going to disagree with me about this.
You know what? I'm changing my pick. AJ's going over Gunther.
I will. A lot of people will disagree with me on this. A loss to AJ Styles is actually better for Gunther than a win.
Yeah. So
it does more for Gunther because now his character has to be dynamic. Now his character has to try to recover from getting embarrassed because he called a shot and he couldn't complete his shot. Now that character has to be more dynamic, right? Because like right now, he's just like, I whoop everybody's ass anyways. Who cares? You know what I mean? And like, kind of who the fuck is this guy kind of deal. I said, F-O-O-K.
But I said the full deal earlier. I'm allowed
so I think we're going to be debating and talking about this one, and we're probably going to have this conversation again on Saturday.
So you know what?
2
Yep, 2 Eastern time. Yep,
2.
But
2.
we might be in a
not
couple
one,
minutes.
2.
Not 1, 2.
1, 2.
But we're scheduled for 1:45. So anywhere between 1:45 and right before start, we'll kick on live.
Yes.
So yeah, you know what? I've been saying this whole time, like, AJ's not retiring in Saudi. Guess what? AJ's not retiring in Saudi, so no, Gunther's not going over. AJ's going over.
I'm going with, as a Bills fan, this is like our defense mechanism. Everything's going to turn to crap anyways. And I have had nasty bad vibes about I have bad vibes about this Royal Rumble, and I have bad vibes about next year's Mania.
Yeah, this is
because of where it's at. And the kicker is, how many crusty old geezers do they run back out in the Rumble? How many people are going to be out there? Like, it's going to be interesting because the Saudis do love their nostalgia. And I'm real curious as to who they're going to run out there. Hey, so let me run this one past you. I got a good one for you. You ready? I'm going to blow your mind. What if The Rock wins Royal Rumble and somehow, some way, on the road to WrestleMania, Roman gets the title? Or what if The Rock is in the Royal Rumble and gets eliminated by Roman Reigns, and that is how you set up their WrestleMania?
That I'm fine with.
Yeah, I don't want them near the title. I don't want either of them near the title.
That's what I'm saying.
No touchy.
That's fine. You can have The Rock come in the Rumble. I don't think it's happening, but you never know. I mean, they've done a good job of keeping stuff hush-hush before. So, I don't know. It's either going to be like...
It's the one thing that you learn from Unreal. It is the one effing thing that you learn from Unreal. Like, the tighter they keep it, the better the secret is.
Yeah.
And, like, the better the reveal is. Like, it was a masterclass. I gotta give him credit, man. The actual heel turn with Cena, it was a masterclass. Like, Triple H just going, I'm going to walk you through it. And he's telling you what cameras to cut to, where to go, this, that, and the other. Because he saw it in his head. Very well done for what they got and what we saw on the other end.
Have you seen the whole second season now?
About halfway through.
All right, yeah, I got to watch 4 and 5 again because I was watching after midnight and I was tired. But
What one did I just finish? I
the
think
one on Chelsea Green was really good. The one on
was that the house one? I saw the R-Truth one.
Yeah, with
I saw the house one. I saw Building the Vision. I saw that one.
Yeah, it's really good. But
I could listen to Chelsea Green talk all day. But you know what, man? We're already rambling. We went an hour and 47 today.
And we're going to be rambling for 4 hours on Saturday, probably.
Yeah. Oh, full show. I got nobody. You're stuck hanging out with me. Anyways, hey, this has been a great pod. This has been a great time. Matt, tell the folks where to find us.
Yes, you can find us on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, for those who don't know, it's changed over to X, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and I think that's it. Again, we're up to 79 subscribers on YouTube. We do track the numbers on the other ones, but YouTube seems to be the one that's the golden egg, is tracking your YouTube subscribers, I guess. So
it's our primary too.
It is.
So
it is, and we'll be live on Saturday. We might also, I'll let you close out with it, but we might be doing some other stuff on Saturday as well.
Yep, for sure. I'm telling y'all, folks.
Outside of our bubble.
Hey, in tried and true Royal Rumble fashion, you might want to also watch our watch along because there might be some surprises in there for y'all. You know, some music hitting that you might not expect. Except nobody has intro music here. We'll have to work on that. Anyways.
Well, we do now. We have music now. We have intro music.
We have it for the pod. We don't have Matt Jackson intro, and we don't have Sean Green intro music.
We're a team. It's team music. That's it.
Well, maybe if I get better at this music stuff or editing stuff or whatever the hell I've been doing lately. Anyways, in case y'all hadn't noticed, we have been upping our graphics game and our video game and all this other jazz. So the intro's new clothes are coming eventually. I just got to sit down and work on it this week. But no, thank you everybody for watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you for tolerating my horrible lighting in my hotel room of excellence here.
And my incessant ramblings.
But we love all y'all. I'm glad you got to watch this, recap of the week / Gunther bash session for me and Gunther defense. It was I might have to rename this episode as instead of we declared for the Royal Rumble to Law and Order. If we had the pencil on trial, Gunther. Just anyways, we love y'all, man. Hey, find us on social medias. Make sure you like us. Make sure you subscribe to us, follow us, whatever you got to do.
Share
get us out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get it out there. Comment to us. Talk to us. Let us know. Like we said, live. We're gonna have a live watch along this weekend. We're all going to experience Royal Rumble in all its splendor together. And that's about it, man.
Yeah, so go to our YouTube page. You'll see that Sean's already put a link up for the upcoming episode on Saturday. So just go ahead and hit your notification button. It'll notify you when we go live. So, yep, you got 4 days to prep.
Yep.
Get to it.
Let's get ready. Stock up on your beverages. Let's all just suffer through it together. And then we'll all talk crap about it together. The more of y'all that get in our chats, the more of y'all we'll interact with. So, again, have a good week. Everybody stay safe, stay happy. We love you all, and we'll talk to you guys on Saturday. Later.
Bye.